Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the showcasing of one of the Neuro subathon goals, which is to roast my early Zerg gameplay from the very beginning days of streaming. This video is from about 8 years ago, and this is the first match where I got promoted to GM. It's on Overgrowth, and as you can see by the very concerned look on my face, I'm not sure about things. And we're just going to look at this match, and I'm going to talk about my gameplay, and maybe you can enjoy the reaction of getting GM for the first time. But this whole video was muted because there was music in it, and they just muted it, so there's not going to be audio here, but we can see the gameplay. And we're on Overgrowth. Maybe some of you remember this map. So just kind of looking around here. I am scouting. I'm killing rocks. My saturation is pretty good. Could be a little better. I'm making some overlords here. I am using camera keys. I'm putting my queens in consistent places relative to the hatchery. I'm also not talking, so this is like a super try-hard session for me, and I know that I'm close to GM. I'm doing a bit of screen dragging, like more so than I would do nowadays, but that's a thing. It's a prism-based attack. That prism is placed a little bit far forward. I get the first few zealots and they back up there. They're going to have to reset this. Okay, there's a bunch of Immortal Sentry now. So this is an Immortal Sentry all in. And my economy looks about right for defending this. Nice surround on this. I don't know if I needed to go off creep, but I think because I picked off those zealots, I felt confident to stop it. I have a macro hatch now, still injecting the bases through the attack. The queen killed the prism, and I'm like super stoked. Look at how angry I look. Like I'm gonna punch someone. Jeez. I can feel the energy. This is one of the best feelings of my whole life, as a reference. Trying to throw my headphones off without throwing them in a fit of joy. I'm like flailing about the room. The leg flying up. I just have way too much leftover adrenaline after that. Very happy. The cool thing about this session was this was about like maybe 2 or 3 days where I felt like I was already at the GM level of skill, but the way the GM used to work, you couldn't just get in because people weren't cycled out every day. Basically, someone had to drop due to inactivity, and you have to be actively at the MMR in GM, and a spot has to be open to place into it. So this was about maybe 2 years after getting Masters for the first time. The play was pretty good. This was definitely my A game for the time. So there wasn't too much to roast about that match. I did just want to show this as like one of the earlier Neuro moments that was really defining and amazing for me. The audio and stuff is muted here, but you can see the happiness and the joy. The camera angle is perfect for this. Yeah, that was one of the things that was a signature of my channel, was I didn't have a camera stand. I just had the webcam sitting on my desk. So it was kind of an upward angle. Not everyone liked that, but this was a very bare bones stream setup. Notice how it's just like a blank wall behind me with there's a light in the corner. Nowadays, people do all kinds of stuff for your stream background, with be it green screen, or they've got a bunch of cool stuff behind them that they're showcasing what they have. So, yeah, this was the very first ever GM promotion for me. And then let's look at more of a complete match that might not have necessarily been one of my best. Is the current GM still only 200 players? Yes, per server. What's up, Apoptosis? Are you too late for the AMA? Yes, you missed it by half an hour. How are you doing, Saya? If you want to ask me a fun question, you may do so. Right now we're doing the roasting early Neuro Zerg gameplay. So let's see if I can find just a match that I highlighted. Man, the matches back in Heart of the Swarm were so long. They're so long. ZVP commentary plus crazy dance with bear. No idea what this is going to be, but I think this one has audio. It does.
Build an Evo chamber.
Can you hear the clicks? What is your favorite number, 69? Oh, the screen dragging.
Want to see the saturation of the natural?
Can you hear the blue switches?
Nope, no gas. Tons of chrono boost.
The microphone sounds so tinny.
We're just making pure roach right now. Roach speed.
Why am I not spreading creep? I have queens with like
Range
crap
attack?
tons of energy.
Creep chop between the bases. Let's overseer. That's so many gateways.
Why do I not have a
And
third?
third. Yep, he's going to shove.
Oh, it's an all-in. Okay.
Transfuse, 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 transfuse.
I sound so different with
This
that
four is
microphone.
really good at shooting the mothership core.
You look like you should be piloting a helicopter. Appreciate you also there. The blue clicks are a good way for your viewers to know you're really
To
hitting
quantify,
them
let's
buttons
count the
good.
gateways.
True.
1 gateway. 2, 3,
All the mothership core.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Whoa! Oh!
7 gateways.
No! Oh, what the fuck?
Apoptosis tipped 89 or $69. Good number. Wow, I should have said my favorite number was much higher than 69. What a mistake. Damn. Thank you, dude. Appreciate the $69. And Alcidair throwing down 50 subscribes. The timer is up to 18 hours, which basically guarantees tomorrow's stream, I think. Yeah, I'll be awake tomorrow, and the timer is guaranteed. Even if we get nothing else. Should have been 69 subs. Hey, someone could pitch in and get us to 69.
There are many mods in NeuroSwarm.
Someone commented on how many mods I had. I don't know if any of the OG Neuro people remember, but I used to have about 650 mods in my stream. And I would give people the mod badge back in those days if you guessed a song correctly or if you made a funny joke. I would just give everyone mod. And it was fine. It was a fine method for a while until I had a rogue mod who was like purging the chat. You used to be able to purge the chat and it didn't say who did it. So someone just kept deleting my chat over and over again. One of my mods, and I wasn't sure who it was. So what we basically did was we did a snapshot of all the mods who were online that day. And then we played Clue, where it was like, who do you really think did not do it? Let's just rule out the people who are the safest bet of they're not the rogue mod. And we set those aside. And then we had the people who were like kind of mid. And for those people who are mid, I unmodded all of them. And then over time, I gradually remodded some people to the point where the rogue mod was gone. And maybe a couple people lost mod in the AoE for that. But we did solve the issue. So the gameplay there, we didn't get to see the full match. Do I go? And this was from a very different TOS time. Some mods got cleaved, yep. I still do silly dances and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely me. Okay. So that's another one. Let me see if we can get more of a complete game. Neuro thunderclapped his mods. Are we roasting the gameplay or am I streaming? Roast away. You can roast whatever you want. You weren't around for the early Neuro stream. Guess you missed something. It was a saucier time. Just in general. There were basically no rules on Twitch. Wild Mod West. Young Neuro looks like a funky dude. You're gonna go roast some peppers. Nice, that sounds good. You want to roast some marshmallows over a fire? I don't know if people saw, but tomorrow Apoptosis is gonna come on stream. Gonna visit. Because I'm stuck at home. Not that I would go outside normally anyway. Oh my gosh. You want to see one with a salty opponent? This look. Your browser encountered an error. Click here to reload the player. Maybe this video is just busted. I can skip ahead. Nope, this one's busted. I'm glad that the GM promotion one at least works. Dance shampoo commercial. Okay. Here, a spicy one.
We've lost a lot of games in a row.
Is there a VOD of the cheesing hour?
The beginning of the season was a really big downswing
Yes,
for me.
it's on YouTube, but it hasn't been published yet. But I did record it. The good old days of Twitch and YouTube. No rules. Have I seen the GSO brackets? I have not. Do you want to link them in
Lost
chat?
a lot of games in a row. The beginning of the season was a really big downswing for me, and I've been still pretty heavy on the losing side. I'm learning new styles, and I can't play them at the GM level yet. Well, sometimes I can, but I'm making a lot of mistakes with things like Ling Bane Muta against Terran. And my ZVZ win rate is like 30% right now. So, yeah.
The 6 worker start. Woof.
Not GM at the moment.
So someone asked me why I wasn't GM, and I was explaining.
Your eyes are fine, Mr. Ferret.
I can tell I'm a little bit salty, and I'm maintaining composure. That's never a fun question to get. If you're someone who's been GM and you're not currently sitting in GM because you had a downswing, it hurts to get that question. And I think people, they don't ask the question in bad faith, but it absolutely hurts to get that one. You remember this character? What do you mean? For the first 2 minutes, I've done nothing but make workers in the main. I'm not stacking drones either. I guess it's not something that I had internalized yet. TY is back? Nice. He's a bit washed. Well, he had to do mandatory military conscription, right? Look at the timer go lightning speed. Do you mean the in-game clock or the subathon timer? I'm going hatch pool gas, I guess? Or maybe a gasless build. A 4-player map. So old. We haven't had 4-player maps on ladder in a long time. I like the overlay and stuff. I think Nico made this. I know he made the Neuro name. The in-game clock, counting hot seconds. Yeah, that's faster than a normal second. Queen? I don't know if I was a core user yet at this point. I think I might not have been. Yeah, because I'm not, because I have my hatches on 4, my army's on 3. So this was my old hotkey method. Why did I only make 2 wings? My new hotkey method is the core. G'day. Why do I have so much oversupply? Overload scouting, finding your opponent, that's good. That's a step. Seems like I used to do a ton of extra clicking compared to nowadays. Yeah, I'm selecting my hatches and larvae over and over again, like the 4SD, 4SD, 4SD more than I need to. I did set up cameras, that's good. We're gonna micro at least. Yeah, I'll look for that. I think I'm just droning up. I'm curious to see when I take a third base. I've been supply blocked at 44 for like a full minute. Refill gas at some random time, I guess. You're liking the stash? So third CC. I would like to see me get a lair or something with the gas. And I'm not making queens. I'm making, I guess, 1. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is when I used the French Kerrigan. Can't get supply block if you oversupply, true. That spore, I guess, is to move to the third when it's done. I have a bunch of lings. This is so many, I don't know what they're for at this stage of the game. I think that's one of the things that's generally changed with the collective Zerg knowledge is how much droning we can actually get away with. Especially since I saw a third CC in base pretty early. Oh, you could cancel creep tumors! Okay, that's a decent thing to do with the lings. I like the music. Filling gases before saturating minerals is kind of sus. It's interesting too that it says out of 24 for your worker count. Don't quite have clean saturation at the natural or the third. Overlord spread is pretty good. Where is the fourth base? Where is the fourth base? We're floating money and supply blocked. This is the perfect time. Oh, this map has island bases too. What were the base count thing, including minerals and gas back then? What do you mean, the base count thing? Do you mean the mineral suggestion? Transfuse didn't require creep. True. That was a more recent change, though. So yeah. The out of 24 number, no, that's not including gas. The reason they had it at 24 is because you still get value from workers up to the 24th worker, but the 25th does not gain income value for you usually. So they initially had it at 24, but most pros were putting their saturation at 16 because that means all the workers mine at pretty much 100% efficiency. So they changed it to say 16. But the mining of the workers didn't change, it's just the information and how it's presented. So you notice I have 16 of those bases. The extra 8 are inefficient. They're still mostly efficient, but they're relatively less efficient. I wonder what tech I'm going to make here. I have a spire. I think this was also when you could not stack injects. It's funny too that I haven't said a word this whole time. I talked at the beginning of the match, but I'm pretty much tryharding, I guess. Oversaturating your workers in the short term is good because you need to build extractors and evo chambers and spores anyway. So if you drone a base and it gets up to 24, that's great. You take 2 extractors and fill the gases and then you have optimal. How many years ago was this video? About 7. Total subs is in lifetime subs. So the subs top number is how many during the subathon, and total is subathon plus what we had before. So that's the total current subs for this 30-day cycle. Who needs commentary when the keyboard is so loud you couldn't hear the commentary anyway? Oh, you thought it was on the old stream. The old stream doesn't have a sub count. Fun fact, I made very little money from streaming at this stage. I have gases at the 5th before minerals? I'm really struggling to spend my minerals. Where's the queen of the natural? Hello? This is a massive problem. But I seem to want to prioritize other things. You really had to be on top of your injects back in the day, true. It's hard for you because your sleep schedule is so bad. Today you slept 24 hours? Really? Without getting up to pee? Look at the lings on the outer bases though. I'll give myself credit for that. That's nice. Or overlords. You can see I have a little green dot on the mini-map on all those different base locations. Trying a counterattack, not really finding purchase. My Banes are so clumped and they're with the mutas for some reason. Oh, my mutas are in the army group with the Ling Bane. Yikes. Oh, are these the old Swarm hosts? Proggers. Dude, these are busted. You could just put like a clump of them halfway between you and the opponent and just send infinite units at them. Oh my gosh. Can't believe this unit existed. Can't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they can't stop coming and they won't stop coming. This was such a good... Was this a 2-hour Stefano Games era? Yes. Old Mr. Neuro was younger. I would have been about 26. 25, 26 years old. I don't have spores at my outer bases. It's so risky. I have a spine though. So I have my queens on 1, my mutas on 2, my ground army on 3, and my swarm hosts on 5. Patches are on 4. I haven't had a queen injecting my natural for like the past 8 minutes. My body is screaming. Why are the graphics on low? Because I had a shitty computer in this era. Good question. It was really hard for my computer to run StarCraft Plus stream at the same time. Burrowing Lings at the outer bases is good. I give myself a lot of credit for that. That's good. Why is the Terran so passive? That's how this individual plays the game. This map is so open. Yeah, it is. You've returned and you're reporting the following: the streets are full of idiots. Yeah, we're roasting past Neuro. I have a lot of larvae. I think the difference here is current me would be looking to make trades and do Bane run by and Ling run by and stuff, but I'm basically just banking and not trading, and I'm just using the Swarmos to apply steady pressure. The heck muffins. These were the Storm hosts when they were busted strong. He didn't even use stim. One thing that's funny to me is that when you change your in-game language setting, the death sound is different. So it's almost like a Marine can die in English, they can die in French, and they can die in Korean, depending on which language setting you choose, and they all sound different. That Marine just died in Spanish. They didn't technically need to redo the death sounds for each language, but they did. Crazy that it's 24 minutes and there's still so much money on the map. Yeah, the in-game timer is different because it's faster than real seconds. So I don't know what match duration this would be if it was the current Legacy of the Void time clock, which is actual seconds. It might be something like a 20-minute match right now. Why do you change your default language? I've never heard you say why. Just to mix it up because it's fun. Current maps are so much smaller. Not all of them. It would be interesting to see like measuring this map against Ancient Cistern, which is the biggest map in the current pool. Frost LE was smaller than this map, I think. This map is extra large because it has 2 island bases at the top and bottom. I don't know why I don't get maxed. Get maxed, trade, get maxed, trade, run by. I am doing stuff though. It's insane how much larva you used to get, because injects used to give 4 instead of 3. I don't know what my worker count is. They didn't add the mouse over your supply and see the worker count until Legacy of the Void. Ultras look huge. Yep, this is before they reduced the size. The songs are giving me nostalgia. Yeah, larva count changed in Legacy of the Void. Zerg got 4 per inject in wings and huts. Can you explain how over-injecting works? So it just queues up the next inject, which will start immediately after the current one finishes. Which means that if a base is injected, you can always inject it more. And then you can just leave that base for longer and it will continue to produce injected rounds of larvae. Back in the day, in this patch, in Heart of the Swarm, if a base was injected, you could not inject it again. You had to wait until it was done to inject it. They added inject queuing because Legacy of the Void had a faster gameplay tempo. Because you start with 12 workers instead of 6. And I think they also increase the amount of supply that you get from taking a base. Oh, it's the Raven damage missile thing. Yeah, it's this patch. That was a very silly time. This bank, though. I still have not injected my natural or had a queen there for a very long time. Legacy also reduced the amount of mineral patches per base. Yeah, to disincentivize turtling a bit. Point defense drone. That thing is like the bot in Star Wars on their ship that shoots the little darts at Luke and he has to try to block it with a lightsaber. The Raven has changed a lot. What many corruptors I have? I'm so supply blocked. Ah, I box workers instead of using control select idle worker. Interesting. That's a mechanical improvement that I've made. Going for brood lords now. Oh, the root fungal. Where's my ground army? I was not using the core yet. I should take a base before I push here, because I have money. My queen should be fixing the creep here with this push. I have a good army now. Fungal root was so good, dude. Do I have infested Terrans too? Get fungals?
Infested Terrans! Whoa! My God! That's so crazy, dude.
Those units were so good. Sheesh. Man, I miss those guys. We miss you, Infested Terrans. You're very strong. Infested Terran and root fungals. Whew. Fester's so busted. I don't know why I'm here. There's nothing else to do here. Spread creep, push the natural, or go home. And I should be remaxing with Ling, like, right away. Let's go. I have a ton of minerals. Mix Lings into composition, Neuro. What are you doing? Making queens. Okay. But I have a million larvae. Just make adrenalings. It's good against the marauders. The root fungal. Damn. Shroud greater than infested Terrans. Unsure about that one. Microbial shroud. Random planetary in the natural. Careful, broodlords. There's a whole 2 Vikings over there. Oh, the queen's transfusing off creep. That looks so strong. feel like they've nerfed Zerg a lot since this time period. They are the lings. It was like 4 minutes after I should have mixed lings into the max out. What I should do here is make a second control group of defensive stuff, but I think I'm just sending my wings back. It's fine. Queen's off-creep transfusing broodlords and killing Vikings. There's so many minerals. The Cabal. Was this patch the most busted Zerg has ever been? I can't say yes to that because I've heard that the Broodlord Infestor of Wings of Liberty was even more oppressive. But this might have been a patch where Zerg was very strong and the matches were also very boring due to Swarmhost Turtle. I need to go check those other bases at the bottom. There isn't really any more action up here. Up left. There have been Widow Mines shooting stuff in my base. Random 2 Banshees here. You miss SC2 drama. There were definitely a lot more streamer battles during this era. People stick to their lanes more so these days. We're making queens and stuff. I don't know why I haven't taken that bottom gold base. It looks free to me. What's up, Raven X? Yes. We're looking at very old Neuro gameplay, seeing the differences. This was before I was a core user.
Wow, fungal infested Terran combo the Banshees.
What a strong unit. It was a bad ending. Yeah. It's also obvious that people are just way better in general. Yeah, I think the priorities for players have improved. One of the things that I've noticed with this game is there are a lot of points where expanding is basically free and I just don't do it, but there isn't really a push that could punish that. And that's a thing that has gradually kept sliding over time throughout Legacy of the Void, is Zergs expand earlier and earlier, and they drone more and more. Just as they realize how you can actually defend a bunch of eco early on. There's a creep tumor blocking the gold since 20 minutes ago. Yeah, we can kill it. We can just send the drone there to kill it, and then it'll be idle, and then we can just build it.
Now I just need to get the island base.
Same thing applies to Terran as well. Nowadays, everyone opens 3cc. Not everyone, it depends on the map, but yes. A lot more so. 3cc is very common. And they take it very early. Also, Terran will just spam orbital commands more so. Which I think the orbital command is the same as strong as it used to be. But they basically just learn the power of it. Wasn't Scarlet promoting better macro with insane creep and 80 drones? Yeah, they were macro-oriented Zergs back then for sure. Another player who was known for super high drone counts was Liquid Rhett. He would drone a whole bunch. He also built a ton of drones. I think Snoot played pretty high drone. Stefano was really good at knowing how much to drone. He ended up playing a lot of the Mass Swarm host games. Oh no, I accidentally killed an Ultra. The blob color? What do you mean the blob? I like how I have a gold base and I only take the gas from it. You have gold minerals and you take bath. Bring back Seeker missiles. My GF asks what year this was. This is from 7 years ago. We're roasting early Neuro Zerg gameplay. This is back in Heart of the Swarm. Dude, the Heckin Infestor was so good back then. Was it too strong? Maybe. Root Fungal and Infested Terran. Infestors was jacked. The colors are so blobby and vivid. It's because my graphics are turned down and the color intensity is turned up all the way. My graphics now for stream are higher. I don't think they're set to max, but a lot of the stuff is on high. I think these graphic settings are between medium and low. He goes for the intercept angle. I need to retake bases here. I have 3.4k money. Just like Albert Einstein said, bitch better have my money. 51-minute game, but it's on the HOTS clock, so it's probably more like a 38-minute game or 40-minute game. I don't remember what the actual difference was. The bit rate wasn't 6K. Yeah. I did not have fiber internet here, I don't think either. I think my commentary has gotten a lot better. I'm more so tryharding this match. my camera angle. Yeah. That's just a webcam sitting on the desk in front of me. Not really the most flattering angle. But it is an angle. My money is pretty low. Yeah, my money's low now. I think my bank at one point was like 6.5k. That Widow Mine has been in my base for the past half an hour. Nidus seemed to take an island base. Seeker missile, yep. Don't shit talk about the angle. I think it looks like a snack. Thank you. I have money problems right now. Oh, the queen's out of the knights to kill the medivac full? Nice. And then the queens go out of the Nidus to defend this. What a match. Nidus subway system. And I didn't build the hatchery on the island. I did now. I didn't build it on the bottom island. I don't know why. I could have spent my minerals a lot better early on, just flooded lings as I traded to spend my minerals and save gas for fancier units. This was before adrenal glands got buffed, so lings were not as good in this expansion as they were in Legacy of the Void. Adrenal glands used to give you like 19% attack speed and then they upped it to 40. Cracklings are super strong in Legacy. It's still a good unit, but it was a better unit. Island base. A little bit worse for wear. The pause leave. That was a good game. Does this. Not bad. Sweet, sweet, sweet victory. My face. Cam also paused. Oh, I remember that water bottle. I had a mirror closet. Oh, you can see the Blue Yeti.
GG.
I can almost hear Sal raging in the distance. Nice. Well, that's some early Neuro Zerg gameplay. What we learned is infestors used to be gods. Swarm hosts used to be totally busted. I didn't really prioritize keeping my bases injected very well. And I wasn't really maxing and trading and remaxing as fast as people do nowadays. Hey, Neuromom. We're doing a subathon. This is the 4th day I've been live continuously. And we were looking at some of the early days of my streaming career. Here's what me 6 to 7 years ago looked like. And this was the apartment that we lived in Carrollton. We can definitely tell that I've improved substantially from that point. More than 4% better. Your eyes have always looked so kind. Thanks. People have said that to me, but I don't really know what that means. I guess it's because I look at people where I respect them or something. I don't know. You wish you had kind eyes? I think you do. I don't quite know what the comment means, but I think you have a nice and kind look about you. Sexy, soft eyes. You wonder what a conversation between old Neuro and current Neuro would be like. Oh, there was one video. I don't know if I can find it. I think it was from my first bronze to GM. Thank you, Weave Daddy, for the 17 months. Oh, it really smells like there's a skunk smoking weed outside. It's so strong. Like, I don't know if that's the dankest weed of all time, or if it's a skunk, or if it's a skunk smoking the dankest weed of all time. Ugh. Hey, Neurostrong Dad. What's up, Puppetry? Dude, Sal. We're looking at super old school Neuro videos. These are from the first years of me streaming. And we're basically roasting my gameplay. We just watched through this game here. Just open it again. And you can hear the clicks. You can hear the heckin'... My Blue Yeti microphone is like 4 feet away from my face. And this was back when the Swarm hosts were super strong. You can see I have that like upward camera angle because the webcam was just on my desk. People tell you look angry all the time. Are you angry or are you just stressed? Fake GM, look at that baby face. This was back when I was streaming in Carrollton, Texas. When the stream was making almost no money. It was passion only mode. And you can hear the blue switch keyboard. I'm glad my fundamentals have improved a lot. It's cool to see. At the beginning of this match, I was actually explaining to a viewer why I wasn't currently in GM, because this was like the season after I got Grandmaster the first time, and I wanted to try different playstyles, because my first promotion to Grandmaster, I played Roach Hydra pretty much only, and I just got really, really polished Roach Hydra timings and transitioning into tier 3 and stuff. But whenever I worked on Lingbane Muta, I wasn't as good at that, so I placed into Masters instead. And some people were curious as to why. So, yeah, this was the early days of Neuro. I showed the GM promotion one. I can just show that again. It's pretty short. My first ever Grandmaster promotion. The video is muted because there was music in the background. Let me see if... Indiana Jones Nidus into Tractor Sexy. Okay, we're going to watch this instead. I already showed the GM promotion earlier. I have a cowboy hat, and we're listening to Indiana Jones.
Zero, you see what was wrong yet?
And I have people in Discord apparently.
Do you know his composition already?
I know it's gonna be banelings, so I want at least a couple safety tanks.
I can hear Zealothar's voice.
Yeah, it might be some bait.
I was just producing.
I'm trying to count on it.
In the earlier days, I wasn't as good about talking while I played.
Neuro will never ever play Iron against you. Fuck this shit.
This map looks heckin' wild. It has such a weird shape to it, yeah.
Whoops.
Still no second class. Probably some kind of thing.
Hey Neuro, thanks for being awesome and watching you on and off for a few years now. You deserve all the subs you can get. Take care. Yo, appreciate that. Am I shirtless? Yes, the early days of Neuro stream, I was shirtless almost all the time.
Oh, I'm gonna
Because I lived in a magical land known as Texas. And in Texas, it gets what's called hotter than heckfire in the summer. It'll get up to like 35 Celsius, 110 Fahrenheit, whatever.
No, cool, bro.
So this was a way for us to save money on air conditioning bills by just not wearing a shirt. But nowadays, we have the Twitch terms of service, which makes sure that this kind of adult content is not on this website.
Oh,
Thank you,
no,
Twitch,
that's confused.
for keeping us safe.
Doesn't matter. Evacuation.
Oh, Enigma, I remember this
We're
guy.
evacuating.
Oh god.
110 is 43C. Thank you for the correction. I was wild guessing. He used his shirt to tie the horse up out front. No lie, whenever I was like 6 years old and Dad said that he got a job in Texas, I thought that it was going to be like a saloon, out in the country kind of lifestyle. Just because that's what I had seen from movies of what Texas was. Are we going to need to ride a horse to school? It turned out that Texas in the suburbs is pretty much the same as the suburbs in other places in the U.S. Took the school bus like a normal kid. One step closer to a hot tub streamer.
And I think Zealothar might appreciate.
Bum, 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 bum. The school bus had 4 horses now. Keep noticing this island base. They don't make island bases anymore. I guess they died out.
Oh god, this is Neuro madness.
This is totally ridiculous what this is.
Indiana Jones, why?
Oh no, in my name!
Do you still have that headset? No. It broke. Also, for better audio quality, I think you would pull it closer to the mouth. I'm not sure.
This is a tower defense.
Pretty much.
Past Neuro is laughing at present Neuro, and present Neuro is laughing at past Neuro. Did anyone see the new Indiana Jones movie? Do I still have this hat, though? I do not. I have another cowboy hat, though. A bigger one.
Get 200 supply.
Reminds you of Day 9 laughing at Day 9 when he's laughing at Day 9. These health bars look weird. Yeah, I have always on and I have player color health bars,
It's your production facility.
which I don't do anymore. Now I do
Enigma.
damaged health bars,
Could
and it's
you
not player color health bars either. Is it Dimsdale Dimmadome Big Hat?
This pure neuro madness is what this is. this garbage. I am
Pigalle or Pigale? It's got 2 roosters.
unsieged.
Made in Mexico. It's a large, extra large. It's not that big.
I don't like playing against Neuro.
It doesn't really fit with the
My
headset.
tractor is sexy.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
I think that's. It's appropriate with the hat.
Oh
So,
yeah. Super low.
I don't like playing against Neuro.
why not?
I just,
There's such educational value.
I just don't feel like I'm learning anything though.
I
What
put
does
on
it
she
feel like?
thinks my tractor's sexy.
He's spanking me over and over. Like Nidus worms? What the hell? That's just you goofing off.
Oh, that's what this clip is from.
If I hadn't screwed up my build, got tabbed out about 8 times, I think I would have actually remembered to build the Viking that would have denied those Nidus worms. Ugh.
Hello, Zubi. You want to have an invite? You're not online.
Doing on stream.
You never thought I was a Texan until now. That's mainly because
No, definitely.
I didn't want to have the southern accent when I moved down there, so I deliberately tried to avoid picking it up.
Maybe I would like to invite you, but you're online in Blizzard.
But after living in Texas for like 20 years-ish,
Get offline there.
I learned to respect a lot of the Texan culture and stuff. Texas is pretty awesome in several ways. Well, cool. This has been a throwback to the very early days of Neuro streaming. You can see the gameplay was a bit different. You can see I looked a little bit different, but I was still silly as ever. Thank you all for supporting the Neuro Subathon 2. This was the roasting early Neuro Zerg gameplay, which was the 700 subscribe goal. Thank you so much to all the supporters, and I will see you for the next ones.